Okay, I think I'm starting to stream. I'm gonna send things in order this time. Okay, cool. And turn on the trick list. There we go. I'm gonna do my sound check like I normally do, because that saved me a couple of times. And I need to unmute on the trick list. Oh, that's way louder than I expected. Hold on. I'm gonna do my sound check like I normally do. Awesome. That saved me a couple of times. It's funny because my wife said that when she makes an announcement over the intercom at her workplace, which is a library, there's a delay and it messes with her, and I'm like, you clearly haven't done anything like streaming before and watched your own stream, because there is a huge audio delay. So anyway, oh, we have some people in chat. Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome in Chan the Magic Man and Gibson Lens. How are you guys doing today? Let's switch over. Hello. How do you do? How was the weekend? Hopefully everybody is doing well. Thank you for the big ducky waves, Chan. Alright, let's see. First things first, let's put on cheating gloves before anything happens. So here we go. But, yeah, there's been some big magic news this past week, and it's actually not good, unfortunately. But 6-9, nice. Yeah, that's right. Happy 6-9 today, everybody. I believe it doesn't matter where you are in the world. Usually month comes first. and, then, and then day comes after. So it'll be 6-9 everywhere. The only argument is whether the year comes before or after. And I am a software engineer, and so database time dictates that the year comes first, and then the month and the day. Here in the United States, I know we like to have the day, no, the month, then the day, and then the year. But internationally, and to be fair, I think the United States system of month, day, and year doesn't make that much sense, because at least I think in parts of Europe, they'll do the day, then the month, then the year. And so it's like ascending in terms of like precision. Or sorry, descending in terms of precision. And then like for the year, it's like it's going on the same direction, but like if you go month, then day, then year, that's kind of like, hey, here's an interval that is longer, and then the shortest one, and then the year, which is like the longer one. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense. In either case, 6-9, and then I guess if you're in Europe, maybe 9-6. But anyway, database time. Okay, alright, cheating fingers, all done. Okay, next, let's take out the Twitch deck, and I actually forgot, so I cleaned up some of the stuff down here, and I forgot that I had this. But I should probably bring it out and use it, because it's a really nice box. So, and look, we have the Twitch deck in it. Alright, Chan says, the weekend was great. Yesterday we picked up my brother to visit for a few hours, and today I ate a little too much fast food. And to that everybody would say, fast food is expensive. So, nice, 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 says Chan. Yep, that's right. Okay, so here we have the Twitch deck. Boom. Cool. Oh, why isn't this on? This is not on. Oh, that's bright. Hold on. I think I need to pick a color. Okay. And then I can lower the intensity so it's not blinding me. It's not blinding lights. Okay, alright, so anyway, for everybody who is here, there has been some sad magic news this week. One of the largest online e-commerce magic shops, called Vanishing Inc., recently suffered a fire in their United States warehouse. And so I think it was like 6,000 square feet worth of magic products, magic books, So the good news is that there was no person working in there when the fire happened. So the entire staff is okay. So that's great news. But unfortunately, all of the physical magic uh, has been destroyed there. So unless they were able to divert it or had it stored somewhere else, or if it was like en route or something. But from what I heard from articles and things, it was complete destruction, and they were unable to salvage anything. So yeah, if anybody is a magician and loves Vanishing Ink, um, they've actually had a lot of support, and so if anybody wants to support them, they said that the best way to do that is just simply purchase some digital downloads from the website, from the Vanishing Ink website, and that's the best way to support them, because I think there was some chatter about people saying start a GoFundMe, and they were like, no, no, don't do that. And then they actually were able to partner up with another. So the world of magic is a little bit small, and so there's actually a couple of nearby magic shops that they were able to get to help them. And one of the technically competing magic shops nearby, they actually opened up their warehouse so that Vanishing Ink could continue to help do some shipping and fulfillment and stuff. So that's kind of like the crazy thing. It's like, as far as I know, like a lot of other companies or industries, they might not be so friendly. But I mean, the magic world is relatively small, and so like, this was good news. That the other magic shop was opening up to them. All right. So anyway, that's the news, and yeah, I'll probably browse to see if I can get some digital downloads at some point. I haven't had a chance, but long story short, yesterday, more magic news. This is personal magic news. So I was attending the annual picnic for my local chapter of Society of American Magicians, and I went. It was like the end of year picnic, so it was just hanging out with magicians, basically the entire afternoon into the evening. So that was fun. Let's see, Chan says, looking at the website just now, they're discounting 15% off downloads. Yeah, they're discounting because they were like, well, we literally had a fire, and you have to give them props for having a great humor and sensibility about this. They were calling this a fire sale, and so they're discounting all of their digital downloads, or at least all of the downloads that they're putting up for the fire sale. They're calling it the fire sale. I was like, wow, that is... So props to them for doing that. Anyway, yeah, for lay people, I don't recommend you go purchase things because, I mean, you're probably not going to find it useful, but yeah. Right? So, man, look at all those fires. Let me see what I've got as far as like fires are concerned. We've got this one. We've got this one. Let me see here. We've got that one. What else? Man, I don't like use my emotes, like all of my emotes, enough to to know. All right, here's my fires. Okay, so let's see here. Oh yes, magician picnic yesterday. So it was fun. Got there. I was hungry. Ate. It's a long story from like earlier in the day, but hung out with magicians. They had seen that I had posted the magic show that we had put on as an organization last month, and so somebody gave me a book to thank me. So I got a new magic book, and it looks pretty cool. Did all the food disappear? No. So we had a lot of food. No, the host was a gracious host, so he was able to provide enough food. Plus, it was kind of like a potluck, so I would say most people brought some additional food or drink to share. So there was no problem feeding everybody. And there was leftovers. I was able to bring home some leftovers. I brought chili. Um, but there were some lay people nearby as well because they either came associated with a magician or were friends of, some magician or the host or something. So they had come, and I ended up entertaining the lay people for, I don't know, probably about an hour on and off. And they had a great time. I got to practice with real physical people. Not only that, some of it was outside and it was windy. So imagine doing card tricks where I'm laying cards like this, and then the wind comes down. So what we had come up with was I had to put my fingers on everything and be like, I'm not doing anything suspicious. We're just delaying the trick because it's a wind delay. And so we waited for the wind to calm down. And so, yeah. Real human. I know, right? Real humans. So real humans. So as Chen can attest, there's some times in which, hey, here's a bunch of cards. It's not a big deal. But sometimes, like, let's pretend there's a card here, but really it's two cards. You don't want the wind to, like, blow that one. Right? Like, oh! So, but yeah, that would have been catastrophic. Luckily, that didn't happen. The worst thing was I was revealing, I think, an ace of clubs at one point, and then the ace of clubs actually flew off of the table, and I was like, and I didn't want to like let my hands off of the other cards on the table. So, hey, can somebody go get that ace of clubs over there on the floor? So that was the worst thing. And then after that, we ended up taking everything inside, so it wasn't as windy afterwards. But I think I had my first drink of alcohol in like 2 to 3 weeks yesterday. So. Imagine doing invisible palm. Lol. Shh. Don't give away the method. But yes, no. Imagine doing invisible palm. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So we had. Let's do invisible palm now. That's a great warm up because I haven't done that in a while. So. But anyway, if anybody's here and they know, I mean, you guys probably have figured some of it out. All right, so I'll do this trick and then we will talk more about my weekend. Okay, look, we have 4 cards, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how magicians will secretly palm a card. Sometimes it will look like this, but it's not very good because it's still visible if I was to expose it like that. And so what I want to do here is I actually want to palm it, but invisibly. And so it's now here in my hand still, but it's harder to see because it's invisible. And you won't be able to see it until I place it down on the table like this. I know, super strange. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time, breaking the rules of magic. If I was to actually palm it, but visibly, and expose it, you'll see that it's still there. However, if I was to palm it, but invisibly, like this, it's there, you just can't see it. You can't see it until I place it down on the table. Until I want you to see it. And so here it is. There it is. Okay, so look, what we have here is the 8 of clubs. So I'm going to leave the 8 of clubs just here for a second. We'll leave the other 3 cards over there. And I will palm the 8 of clubs off of the deck like this. And so we're just going to go ahead and show you how this magically disappears. I don't know if you can tell, I've palmed it like this. And you won't be able to see it until I place it down on the table. Like that. And of course, here's the other cards. And this is the 8 of clubs. Alright, and that is the invisible palm. And a nice warm-up. So there we go. I did change how I did my my last palm. I stylistically used to do it in a different way, but now I found that that is a little bit clean. This way is a little bit more magical, I think. I tried to do it before, but I was not as good at it then. I think I'm better at it now, so. Alright. Oh, thanks for clearing that. Alright. Cool. So, let's see. So my weekend was kind of crazy. So on Friday, my kid went to daycare, and then she had to come home because she was breaking out in hives. We didn't know it was hives, but it looked like she had a rash. And I was like, crap. I had a planned half day at work because my workplace is doing like half day summer Fridays every other Friday. But I had a busy morning, so my wife ended up getting called, going to get her, and then they went to the doctor. And so, anyway, we were a little bit concerned, and she was basically sick all weekend. But on Saturday, I woke up early because we had planned to go to the library because there was a musical guest that actually does her music classes at school. And I was like, let me go. And he plays like guitar and sings kids songs. It was pretty good, but because my kid was not feeling very good, she stayed for like 2/3 of it, and then she was like, I want to play with toys in the library. So I let her play with toys in the library while all the kids were in the music room listening to the music program. And then I had to make and then after all of that, and then we went home, I had to rush creating chili for the magician's picnic because that was the thing that I was going to bring. So started making the chili, cleaned up the house, and then they came. My wife and my daughter came. We drove separately because we had foreseen some stuff potentially, and I was like, oh, I might have to make chili. So yeah, and then I went to the magician's picnic, and that was fun. And then we stayed. The magician's picnic. We stayed late. I ended up doing a bunch of tricks. I exposed a bunch of like secrets of magic. Not really secrets that I haven't explained on stream for anybody. Like, the one trick that I have shown people how to do. It's like, okay, I showed him how to do that, but he was impressed with like everything I did, and I was like, hey, Kisoko Plays, how's it going? Welcome in. Thank you so much for the resub. How you doing today, Kiso? I was just telling everybody about my weekend, and I went to a magician's picnic last night. So, yeah. But thank you so much for the resub. Yeah, if we can get a shout out for Kisoko Plays, guys. If you're not following Kisoko Plays, please give Kiso a follow. So, his channel is basically like the best bar on Twitch, according to that, and it is a wonderful bar. Because you can talk about stuff that you would talk to your bartender about. You can watch him play games. Occasionally, he's done like live streams where he's actually bartending at a real bar. So yeah, and I was able to catch him playing. I don't know. We were just talking about games at some point. I don't know. Yeah, I saw you playing. It was like Big Kitty Little City or something. So I caught you playing that, and then we also talked about games after that. So, but yeah, that was a while ago. But anyway, thanks for hopping in. So yeah, and then at the end of the magician's picnic, we ended up having like 4 people left. So we played a round of code names, and then I had some whiskey, and then the night was over. There we go. Haha, yes, that game is adorable. Yo, what I saw of you playing it was super cute, yeah. It's like if Stray... So I've never played a day of Stray, but I watched some other people play Stray, and I'm like, wow, this is really cool. Oh, this is scary. If people didn't like scary, they can't play Stray. But they could play Little City... Sorry, Big... Little Kitty... Wait, Little Kitty, Big City? I don't remember what it is. Haha, yes, the game's okay. I'm loving this idea of a magician's picnic. Yeah, so I went to a magician's picnic. So, I mean, there were lay people there, but there were also a bunch of magicians. So, all right. So let me see here. I'm pretty sure Kisogo Plays has signed. Let's see. What did he sign? What did you sign? Do you remember? 3 of spades. There it is. Little Kitty, Big City. Okay, that's it. There we go. Just people casually having a sandwich and then making them disappear. I mean, competitive eaters could also do that. Obi-Wan says, hello! Welcome, Obi-Wan. How's it going? Welcome in. In their stomachs. Yep. For sure. Yeah, thanks for giving a shout out to Obi-Wan. Guys, if you're not following our friend Obi-Wan, guitarist, likes Asian pop, and I like a lot of Asian pop. But also, Obi-Wan has recently been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. Obi-Wan, I lurked a couple of times, but I haven't played any Baldur's Gate 3. Maybe one day I might, but I was just like, I'm probably not going to say anything because I have to log off soon, and I don't know anything about this game. So, yes, multiplayer. Yep. All right. Okay, Kiso, thank you for the resub. Let's go ahead and do a trick for you. So here you are, the 3 of spades. You have selected this card to sign in the past, and there we have it. So what I'm going to do is grab it, take it, place it in the middle of the deck. And you've probably seen this trick before, so I'm sorry if this is a repeat. But you know, it's great to have you come out on top. By the way, happy 6-9 day. Because everybody knows that it's great when Kiso is on top. I don't care! Alright, now look, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and grab you and place you back into the middle of the deck. Now, here's the thing. We haven't snapped yet, so Kiso is not going to come back to the top yet, because look, that's some other card. Somebody else's card. But look, once we snap, Kiso is back on top. He's come back on top. Because look. Is that strange? That's super strange. I seriously hate you. I'm sorry. Here. I know. It's a little bit. You're so amazing, I hate it. Look, I'll leave you sticking out for a second, and you'll know that it's still you. Because you are clearly marked. And we'll place you in the middle of this this packet. And then we'll place this whole packet into the middle of this packet. And importantly, I just want you to to see that Kisogo Plays is currently not on the top. That's like some jack. And then some people think that he might hide under the bed. He's not a coward. He doesn't hide under the bed. Absolutely. You would be tried and burned at the stake in 2024. Yeah, that's true. But look, we're just gonna call Kisogo Plays to the top because here he is. Ta-da! You mean 1024? Alright, for my own statistics, I'm just gonna... Okay. Alright. I'm sorry if that was disrespectful. I'm sorry. I hope you laughed, because that was the intent. But, you know what? Here, we can do a different one. This one's kind of a little bit newer. Alright. Guys. Kisogo Plays came in chat, and, you know, his messages are amongst all the other messages in chat. But you can easily see that I'm placing it face up into a face down deck, right? Like this. But sometimes, when you're reading Twitch chat, and Twitch chat is like a little bit busy, you'll never be able to see and tell where that chat message is. So even if I spread you won't be able to see it. Not until like you end up you have to scroll back up in chat just so that like here, like I'm going to scroll back up right now. And you can kind of see that, oh, okay, when you're looking for a specific chat message, you'll be able to see it. Because now if I spread through, you'll be able to easily see Kisogo Plays' chat message. Because look, there it is. Is that interesting? That's super interesting, right? Now here's the thing. Maybe you're a mod and you're paying attention to every message. So every message is visible. And you're trying to look for a message that Kisogo Plays actually has made. You know, and it's amongst all the other chat messages. Now, importantly, if you're just scrolling through all the messages really fast, you may not be able to see it. It'll be very clear because it'll be face down in this face up deck. However, all we have to do is, remember, we have to just scroll up. And as we scroll up in chat, we'll be able to see Kisogo Plays chat message very easily amongst chat. And that, my friends, is Warlock, says Kisogo Plays. So there we go. That is a very appropriate and contextually accurate trick talking about Kisogo Plays and chat messages on Twitch. Because, you know, we're both on Twitch. We're on Twitch right now. Guys, if you didn't know, let me just tell you, guys, if you didn't know, we're on Twitch right now. Guys, if you didn't know. Hey, welcome in, Panther Ninja. How's it going? Welcome in. Thanks for shouting out Panther Ninja. Guys, if you're not following our friend Panther Ninja, I had the pleasure of hopping into Panther Ninja's stream the other day for the first time. So not too many followers yet, so please give her some follows. But I caught her playing, I forgot what game was it. What game was it? It was like a cozy game. It looked like it was like a farming like a farming sim, kind of like Stardew Valley, but not. It was not Stardew Valley. It was a different game. So is Kisogo Play says, is Twitch in the room with us right now? I mean, you know, I think, by the way, happy 6/9 everybody. If Twitch wasn't here, I think we could get Twitch to come right now. Alright, this message is using for streamers. Hold on, Obi-Wan says, this message is using for streamers who multicast on YouTube, TikTok, and whatnot, as well as on Twitch. Okay. Alright. Thanks for the shout out. You're welcome, Panther Ninja. So. Oh, useful, yes. Damn that autocorrect curses. Alright, guys. Yeah, the queue is open if anybody would like to request anything. Here's how. But anyway, thank you so much for the resub, Kiso. If you would like to make a request, feel free, and we can perform a trick. Or if you want some more personalized tricks, I mean, thank you. Thank you for your support. Let's see here. So, oh, we got a Panther Ninja. You have just requested. I know you. That was a random request, but it is the only thing on the list that is not magic. To be fair, I have a trick list. Solving a Rubik's Cube is a trick, but it is not magic. So, do you want to do a magic one, or do you want to see me solve a cube? Because I'm ready. I'm ready to solve a cube if you want me to. Also, if you want to see me solve a cube, you can choose from the regular cube or the baby cube, since you made the request. So let me know. Regular cube, baby cube. And then we can do the solve. But anyway, so yeah, I hopped in Panther Ninja stream. Oh, by the way, if you have been sitting around for a while and you have not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. Regular cube. Okay, excellent. All right, so let me just scramble this. But anyway, yeah, so I hopped into Panther Ninja's stream, and and then she stopped the stream, and we ended up talking about video games. And then so the last two times I hung out in other people's streams that we talked about here, so Kiso Plays and Panther Ninja, we ended up talking about other Steam games, and I recommended a bunch. And then we went through like a bunch of my recommendations. So like we just watched them together and talked about them, and yeah. So anyway, Panther Ninja I think ended up like wish listing most of them. So I was like, you don't have to get them all. I'm just telling you about them. You get the ones you want to play if they sound interesting or whatnot. So I was just letting you know that those are my recommendations for those reasons. So don't feel pressured at all. But The other thing is if you do end up liking a bunch, so I threw some bits her way because I'm like, no, I've just made her like and want so many games. So it's my fault. Ah, I love to talk about games, so feel free to interrupt my streams anytime. All right, sounds good. Okay, is this a sufficient scramble? All right, hopefully. I think Chen will probably say it's probably sufficient. All right, cool. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the top layer first. We're going to get the cross. Now, for those of you who haven't solved the cube before, these all have to be the matching color of the center. But not only that, for these to be in the correct place, it also has to match the center on the sides, because the middle does not move in relation to every other middle. So if that doesn't make sense, then I'm sorry. I don't talk English good. I'm Asian. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Anyway, all right. So here we go. I'm just do this, do that. We're gonna do this, and then one more edge, and then we'll get the plus sign. Okay. So here we go. All right. So here's the plus sign. So those are all in the right place because now they match corresponding sides. Now I'm going to do the corners. Chances looks good. Gibson Lens says sus eyes. Sorry, I feel like I have to say that in a super epic voice because sus eyes. Has anybody seen that old meme, Power Thirst? Because at the end of like one of the Power Thirst things, they say snake eyes, and so I'm saying sus eyes with that like intentionality. All right, so these are all now in the right place. So now middle layer, I'm going to try and get these into the correct places. So we'll go and try and get those into the right place. So I do something a little bit different, I guess, than the original basic beginner's method, but it's still pretty beginnery. Okay, and then we have one more edge to go. It is this one, so away up. Okay. Second layer is done, so now if you take a look, these are all correct, and that's all correct. Okay, so now the bottom. Okay, so now I looked and see, depending on the shape of the ones that match on the bottom, which I guess it's a little weird color, so let's see, I'm going to do this algorithm when I see that. When I see this, I'm going to do this. Now, if I get the fish, I didn't have to do a particular thing. I'm now going to do this potentially up to 3 times, this entire algorithm. So that's 1, 2. Okay, cool. I didn't have to do it 3 times. Awesome. Okay, so now if I take a look, these 2 corners in the right place. These 2 corners in the incorrect place. So I have to swap these 2 corners. So, let's swap those 2 corners. Awesome. And so now all of the corners are in the right place, and so I just have 3 pieces that are in the incorrect place, the edge piece here, here, and there. And so I'm just going to do the algorithm to move them around. It's only adjusted if it's clockwise or counterclockwise, but there we go. Solving the Rubik's Cube. There we go. Thank you so much for the random redeem, Panther Ninja. Hopefully you enjoyed. Also, I was trying to explain it. I don't normally explain it. The last time I tried to explain it, I messed up, but I was like, okay, I did it. I think I did it fine this time. I felt good enough. Thanks for clicking that, Chan. Let's see. We have a request for the 4-card trick. All right. So let me perform. Oh, hold on. Wait. I need to not be in magic mode while I get ready. You know, for fear that I reveal the 4-card trick. Wait, there you go, 4-card trick. Shh. Okay, how should I do? You know what? I could do this a very interesting way. Let me see here. hold on, I'm just gonna run through this really quick just to see if I can do it this way. Okay, alright. Got it. Alright, cool. Okay. Let's go. 4-card trick as requested by Chan the Magic Man. Alright, Chan. we have 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the thing. These are blank cards. So they're not normal cards. There's nothing on them. 1, 2, 3, 4. But here's the thing. I want to use a very particular card. And let me just show you here. Look. I'm going to call upon the power of Twitch. And maybe TwitchCon. Because one of these cards will magically change into a Twitch deck card. Now, for those of you who are unaware, this is a very special Twitch deck card because look, if I just place it in here, you'll still see it up until the very last second because I'm just going to go ahead and grab. Oh, actually, before I do this, I'm going to open up this box and show you. Look, there's nothing in the box, right? There's nothing in here. And so, oh yeah, here it is. So before we do anything, let me just share with you one very interesting fact. This is actually blank on the other side, just like the others. So, okay. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn this facing the opposite direction, and I'm going to place it into the middle of the packet. Okay. And so you'll be able to see that it's still here because look. However, if I just go ahead and I snap, look. That card has changed into a blue-backed card. And that's weird. And so there's nothing here. But what happened to it? Kisogo plays it. This is sorcery! Is that, by the way, if anybody remembers the old, like, advertisement for 300 the movie, this is sorcery! But no, actually, what I want to show you, so this is actually a little bit of a departure from the normal way I do the trick. Sometimes I will send it through the internet pipes, have somebody do something with it. But actually, what I want to show you today is that something different has happened. Because, look, if I show you, all of these cards are gone. And I did just show you a moment ago that this was empty, correct? But look, if I just go ahead and I open this, and I just pull this card out. Here's the thing. I normally like to use. Oh yeah, let me put my fingers into the box right here just to show you. By the way, happy 6-9 everybody. But like normally, whoever requests the trick, I like to use their signed card if they have signed one. And this, my friend, is indeed not a blank version, but because it was all magic and requested by Chan the Magic Man, it is the Queen of Clubs, signed by Chan the Magic Man. And so, thank you, Chan, for the request. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'm leaving now before I get hexed. No, it's okay, Kiso. You won't get hexed. Hex is like 16, right? So if you want to get decimaled, that would be base 10. I won't base 16 you, don't worry. And I'm sorry if you don't understand that joke. But I'm sure that there's some people in chat that understand that joke. Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Panther Ninja. Okay, that was the nerdiest joke ever, and it was hilarious. Kiso, I am so happy you understood that. All right. Oh, thanks for getting that, Chan. That is what I'm here for. The nerdy, geeky jokes. Yeah, so normally I do a bunch of other things with that trick, but I'm trying to, I think, be a little bit different with some of my tricks. Trying to think on the fly, trying to adapt a trick, trying to involve the audience a little bit, you know. So every little bit helps me practice. Yes, the queue is empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. But anyway, yeah, so my week was a little bit crazy, and actually, on Tuesday, I have to take my daughter to the doctor as for a follow up because we are actually. So, by the way, if anybody didn't know what a nebulizer was, I didn't know what a nebulizer was until this weekend. And so it's like the thing that they give kids that can't use an inhaler yet. So it's basically like a mask that's connected to a pump, and they put like medicine that basically ends up like it's a liquid medicine, and then it mystifies in the mask. And so they're just breathing normally with the mask on them for like 10 minutes, and that's how they get the medication into them, as opposed to an inhaler, which like an older kid would just be able to use like directly. All right, so we have another request from Chan the Magic Man for perfect pair. Okay, all right. Oh yeah, once again, if anybody needs to hydrate, this is a good time. But yeah, so my kid's taking like 2 medicines, has to have a follow up. Oh yeah, my wife can't take her to the doctor on Tuesday because her work is. But she's taking a half day, so I'm going to take her to the doctor on Tuesday, and then she's just going to stay at home for the rest of the day. But hopefully she's okay. Panther Ninja's redeemed Magic the Gathering cards. All right, Panther Ninja. After this trick that Chan has done, I will pull out some Magic the Gathering cards, and we will do some magic with the Magic the Gathering cards. Okay. But first, we have to have a perfect pair. All right. So here's the deck. I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction. So let me attempt to make a prediction. It is kind of based on how chat is feeling. And so let me go ahead and predict perhaps this. Okay, here we go. All right, so now we're going to need another card selected. I'm going to go ahead and, oh yeah, if you guys are on desktop and you would like to click directly on the screen, we need another card from chat selected. Now, if we get more than one, we'll do a vote off with the ones that get selected. So we have somebody saying this one, and then we have somebody saying, I think it's this one. Okay. All right. So one of these two will have to be the selection. So consolidate your votes, or a third person can be a tiebreaker. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Somebody just moved. Okay. So we'll need a tiebreaker or somebody to relent. Or I guess we could try both of them. No, that seems horrible. I need to make sure. Wait a second. Wait a second. Could I possibly have. Oh, okay, okay. All right. So we have this one. All right. This one is the selection. Okay. So here's the thing. Here's the selection. I'll put it on top of my prediction. But look, my prediction was this, the 3 of hearts. Now, in order for me to explain to you what this means is a perfect pair in this is when you find the card that matches your rank. So in this case, if it was the 3 and color, so red. So there's only one other card that's red and a 3 that's besides the 3 of hearts. It would be the 3 of diamonds. So that's a perfect pair. Perfect pair. Charlie's Beat says, voting war begins now. No, 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 no. That's not it. But let me just give you an example, and I hope this is not the 3 of diamonds, because this would be horrible. That's the ace of diamonds. So the perfect pair to the ace of diamonds would be the ace of hearts would be the ace of diamonds. Man, I'm already thinking ahead. I'm mixing up words. So luckily that wasn't the one. But So this was my prediction, and then this was the card that you had selected. And so what are the odds that this is the perfect pair to my prediction? And if somebody can do the math, which I know some of you can, it seems way less impressive because, you know, it's better than like lottery odds. Some people are like thinking they're 2%. No, I'm 2%, and I'm like, yeah, I know. You did the math. You're good. Anyway, no, but you know this is a magic trick, right? And so the odds that this matches is 100% because look, 3 of diamonds, and you can take a look at the deck. 1 of 51. Yep, 2%. Oh, no, actually, I think both jokers are here, so it's actually slightly worse, but yeah. Yeah, both jokers are in here. But there we have it, my friends. We have a perfect pair. Alright, so we have a redeem from Panther Ninja for Magic the Gathering cards to do some magic with Magic the Gathering cards. So... alright, let me do this, and then let me see here. I just assume, let's go ahead and put a Magician's Choice. So I will try and do a trick or two using some magic cards. Now, for those of you who are unaware of what Magic the Gathering is, Magic the Gathering is a card game, usually played by several people, at least with 2, sometimes more. And what they do is try and destroy each other. But the cards will have a back that will occasionally look like this. So by occasionally, I mean basically always. And then some of the fronts may vary. There's a couple of types of cards. But here is, for example, a land card. You'll be able to see that it is a land because there is a card type denoted. I mean, let me just switch. It'll probably be easier. Alright, so here we have like the name of the card, the type of the card. This is the text box, but this is a special symbol in the game. So for those of you who have played, yeah, so red, so mountains make red mana. Okay, oh, hold on. Am I missing? I may want to grab some more Magic the Gathering cards. Do I have more? Oh yes, of course I have more. Okay, alright, here we go. Let's do something interesting with... Alright. Let's do something interesting with these. Okay, I want you, at the end of this, to select the mountain. Okay, so look, we have 4 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want you to select the mountain. You know what the mountain looks like because it is red and has a symbol like that, okay? Alright, so I'm going to place that right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you that this card is also a mountain. Looks like your odds are going up. So, look, worst case scenario, it's a 50-50 shot, right? Because these other... that is also a mountain, man. So you may very well win this game. And then this last card, this 4th one, can you guess? It's a mountain. So yeah. So just so you know, here's a bunch of mountains. Is that strange or what? Super strange, huh? All right. So important question. If you are on desktop, you can click directly on the screen. But if you want to play along, and you're not on desktop, here I can give you some numbers. Okay, so you will win. Tell you what, I'll give you a gift sub if you are able to successfully find the mountain. All right, that's the deal. You get a gift sub if you get a mountain. All right, who wants to play now? All right, Chan says 3. Okay. All right. Anybody else want to play? It's free to play. Okay. All right. So here we go. Chan has selected the 3. And allow me to show you that this is indeed not a mountain. This is actually a swamp. You can see that it is a black skull, which is not that fiery fireball that you saw earlier. Panther Ninja says, I have a feeling the mountain is not there, and you're going to snap it out of thin air. Hey, Panther Ninja. Do you want to play? Here, just pick a number. All right. So we need at least 3 other players. or I pick 1. Okay, Panther Ninja is picking 1. All right, here we go. All right, Panther Ninja. Here's your chance. Give sub. Here you go. If this is a mountain, this is also not a mountain. This is also a swamp. It's a different swamp. You can still see it's a black skull. The background is a little bit different, but Chan says none of them. All right. So, let's see who else doesn't have a gift sub in chat. So next person, let's say they chose 2, and yes, that also means that they do not win because that is also a swamp. And then over here, so if you had chosen 4, congratulations, you would have not won either because that is also a black skull swamp. And so that, my friends, is you cannot you cannot choose the mountain. Let's see. Now, let me do another one with the magic cards. And yeah. That's right. The gig is up. Nobody had guessed this, but so here's all the swamps, right? And some people usually get snarky, and so somebody could have gotten it this time. But if you take a look, I have a pocket right here on my shirt, and so if you had guessed my shirt this time, that's where the mountain was. Okay, so what we are going to do right now is let's do something different, and this is kind of going to symbolically represent kind of what just happened there, right? So look, if I have the mountain right here, says Panther Ninja. All right, so look, I'll leave the mountain over here just for a second, and we have all swamps over here, so they're the black skulls. But what you had just seen me do potentially was switch out a bunch of cards for a mountain, and they all happen to be swamps. And this is going to exemplify that a little bit because look, all of these swamps, look, watch. They've actually become 1 card, and when I spread this pile, they actually became from 1 card to 4 cards. And if we take a look, because the mountain was over here, but now the mountain has actually jumped over here. And then these 4 cards, I mean, these are obviously the swamps, right? There you go. Is that strange? It's super strange, right? A little bit weird. Let's see. So, is that enough Magic the Gathering? Or should we have a little bit more Magic the Gathering? Thank you kindly for the claps, Panther Ninja. And let's see here. Okay, I got one more. Let me see if... Okay, we got this. Okay. Let me get this ready here. 1, 2, 3, boom. Okay. And then boom. Okay. All right. And you're probably wondering why I use basic lands. It's because they're very easy to see on camera, so it's very clear even to people who are not playing. If it's just like a card with a lot of text, it's rougher. But anyway, all right. So here we have 4 cards. These 4 are mountains. Let me go ahead and place them down like this. And very cheap. Yes, I can get basic lands, no problem, and I don't have to risk any sort of Magic the Gathering fortune. Yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. So here we have mountains, okay? And then here we have swamps. And so 4 swamps. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to place a swamp down here, and I'm going to grab one of the mountains and place it in here. Now, when I count through these cards, you would expect to see a mountain, right? But look, that snap actually makes it disappear because all you're going to see are 3 swamps. I know, is that strange? Super strange, right? So look, we're going to do that again. Some people miss it. But look, we're just going to go ahead and scoop this mountain, place it in here, like so. And look, swamp, 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 swamp. Some people think that I have to do it 1 card at a time, but actually I could do 2 at a time. And so look, I'm going to place these 2 mountains in there all at once. Okay, but look, they're just going to appear like swamps. Swamp, swamp, swamp. Is that strange? That's super strange, right? Now, quick question. You know that I do sleight of hand card magic here. Did you guys see the sleight of hand? Did you guys see me use sleight of hand? Just honest question. Did anybody see it? Anybody? You can say yes or no. Or if you say nothing, I assume no. So a lot of people are probably wondering where the mountains are. And they think that's here. They're here. Panther Ninja says, no, it looks like black magic. No. I know it looks like black magic, but it's actually blue magic. If you play... and Gibson Lens knows where I'm going with this. It's actually blue magic, because if you didn't see the sleight of hand, actually, believe it or not, all 4 of these cards are actually sleight of hand. They're actually a card called sleight of hand, and it is blue, not black. And yeah, that, my friends, is a bunch of tricks with Magic the Gathering cards. There we go. I know, right? Did you guys? You didn't. You said, you didn't see the sleight of hand, right? No. Yeah. There we go. Thank you kindly for the claps, Panther Ninja, Chan the Magic Man. All right. I think that was probably a good set of tricks for the Magic the Gathering cards redeem. Thank you so much for redeeming that, Panther Ninja. Hopefully you enjoyed. Panther Ninja, are you familiar with Magic the Gathering cards or Magic the Gathering the game in general? Or you were just like, I have channel points to burn. Let me burn some. I did. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Let me just look at my. Okay. So which ones did I just do just now? I want to update some statistics because I just did what? Boom. We're gonna do that. I'm not actually gonna do these. These are just like the ones that I just did. But I just want to have them in my log for statistics later. I'm familiar with them, but I've never played them. Ah, I see. Okay, so you've seen them before. You know what they, you know what they are. You know what the game is. Like, you've seen the cards. But yeah, so those are real, genuine. You too could get these Magic cards. I mean, not these specific ones. I have them, but you can get copies of them. They're cheap. Even Sleight of Hand is pretty cheap. But I was like, I need to get a ton of copies of this because I can totally use this for Magic. So. Let's see here. Okay, Chan has requested a trick, and let me get ready for that. But yeah, there's a big segment of things on my YouTube channel. Oh, by the way, this is probably a good time for me to mention. Guys, if you want to check me out on YouTube, if you ever want to see more of me and I'm not streaming on Twitch, check out my YouTube. I have like 300 magic videos or something. It's kind of insane. I started doing something new. I started renaming some of the old titles of my YouTube videos. I had originally made them for me, and not to feed the algorithm or anything. But I was like, I could still have them for me, but I was thinking I should change it a little bit, and hopefully it's slightly more algorithm friendly. And so I started with the Magic the Gathering Sleight of Hand magic videos. So I think I have. I initially started with seven of them, and then I had three more, but I'm just doing them in batches, like chronologically. And so I just renamed a bunch of those. I renamed like my Pokemon card game tricks as well. And so I'm going to slowly over time, because doing it all at once is just going to be massive. So I was like, all right, let me just do chunks. And so hopefully that'll get me some more viewership on some of the nerdy geeky stuff. And we'll go from there. And I just realized I didn't silence my phone. If you guys heard a little ding, that was my phone going off. Let me just make sure everything is okay. Okay, my kid is still asleep. All right, good. All right, so next up we have a request from Chen the Magic Man. And let's see. This is called Bee Sisters, but let me theme it. Let me see here. Oh, you know what? We talked about fast food earlier. And so everybody knows that fast food costs money. Now, back in the olden days, even olden days of like 6 years ago, you could get fast food for cheap. And so you might get a meal, just go out, get some fast food. It's fast, it's cheap, maybe not good for you. I think we all accepted that, but for the convenience and for the cost, it was great. And so here we have some cards that are going to represent fast food. Bert says, fast food is almost not worth it anymore. Oh my god, I totally agree with you. I can go on a diatribe after this trick, so we'll get there. But look, here's your heart. This is the heart in which it's going to get clogged if you eat more fast food. But no, really, this is going to represent fast food. Okay, and then we have the Ace of Diamonds. That's going to represent some more fast food. And then we have Ace of Clubs and Ace of Spades. Now, let's say you visited all 4 fast food restaurants, but a pandemic happened, and then inflation increases, and so you decide I can't go to these 2 restaurants anymore, the Spades and the Clubs. So I'm going to go ahead and grab your Hearts and Diamonds, and we're going to just overwrite them so that now you're only going to be going to the Diamond and the Hearts fast food place. And so here we go. If I show you, the Hearts and Diamonds are now up here. Now, some people believe that you haven't forgotten about the Club and the Spades. But in all actuality, they got so expensive, you can't go to those fast food restaurants anymore. And so if we go and take a look at where we presume those are, they actually have disappeared because you have eliminated a couple of fast food places from your like weekly schedule that perhaps you might have frequented before. But actually, cut to several years to after a global pandemic, after like high rates of inflation. And by the way, this is kind of a misconception. Inflation always means that prices are going up. So even if inflation is low, prices will still go up. The thing is, a lot of people hope that what low inflation means is that the prices will go back down, but that's actually deflation, and that's technically bad for an economy. We won't get into the technicals why, but What everybody says and agrees with, that at least a little bit of inflation is good for an economy. But you decide that you don't want to go into any fast food restaurants anymore because, as we just discussed, it is all too expensive. And so you can't even go to your Heart and Diamond anymore. And so take a look. You're no longer going to any fast food places. So they are all gone. And so you've cut all the fast food places from your diet. And there we have it. I would say fast food is not good for you. It may be delicious, but great story, says Jen. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm not trying to be political, but if this affects your wallet, this is very personal at this point. So, anyway, thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Panther Ninja, Gibson Lens. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's so. For those of you who don't know, I'm a software engineer and I work in the restaurant industry, and so I work for a tech company in the restaurant industry. Um, and so it kind of concerns me a little bit because even though a lot of consumers, if they were going out before and they don't know how to cook, they'll oftentimes still go to a restaurant. They might just like trade down, either get something cheaper or smaller, go to a different restaurant. But like, if the aggregate of like everybody who is in the market gets less money, it's still less revenue going through like the restaurant industry in general, and so it still means like less money. So, but like on a personal level, and a lot of you guys will know, especially if you see me post pictures of the food that I cook. I'm a huge advocate for cooking at home. I'm a tinkerer. I like to experiment with food. I'll cook different things. I'll cook things in different ways. I will cook. Um, when I say different ways, I mean kind of like classical different ways and like maybe weird combinations, not like gastro and like gastro whatever the doing weird sciencey cooking things with different chemicals. I don't have the stomach for that. Pun intended. But yeah. So yeah. Anyway, food is good. I like food. But yeah, it's kind of a shame. I used to eat fast food a lot, and I actually stopped doing it because of the pandemic. Because I would probably go out for fast food like twice a week, and then a restaurant a third time a week. But then the pandemic stopped all of that, and then even when the pandemic was over, I had a kid, and so I ended up staying at home a lot more anyway. And so there wasn't much to do. I'm trying to go to a restaurant for lunch once a month now with a couple of friends of mine. So that's been a good time. Let's see. Panther Ninja says, yes, food is good. Absolutely. I love food. Seeker of Weird, welcome in. Speaking of someone who also likes food, I'm pretty sure Seeker of Weird likes food. By the way, welcome in, Seeker of Weird. How's it going? Welcome in. How are you doing today? Good to see you. Let's see. What do we have? Hair Razor. Oh wait, this is a. I could use a regular deck for this. This is a normal trick. So originally, when I had learned this trick, I had actually learned this trick watching a video of it and then reverse engineering it, and then I bought the book because I liked the guy who created the tricks so much. Which I think it says Jack Parker in the right here. But yeah, his tricks are like intermediate, like as far as like technical difficulty, but like they're all very flavorful, story filled. And I actually read through the trick in the book the other day, and it's super validating to be like, hey, I got basically what he was trying to do. But I discovered that I did do one thing differently in this trick than how the book prescribes, and I'm like, why did they do it that way? And I'm like, the way that I did it seems fine. Like, Super Weird says, yes, I do like food. Man, I don't know anybody who's still alive that doesn't like food. I mean, I'm sure they exist. I just don't know them. Okay, and with that, okay, let's see here. I have complicated feelings towards food. Oh, Bert, I had no idea that it's complicated between you and food. All right, I won't press on, but that's that just seemed like a great time to make a Facebook joke. Okay, I should say I like cooking, says Seeker of Weird. Sometimes my body does not like food. Oh, there are certain foods that my body does not like. That is for sure. And even like my wife, so I like eggs, and when I cook them, I usually will have them like on the weekends when I could have time to cook them. And I ask my wife, "Hey, do you want eggs?" And it's kind of like a coin flip because she likes the taste of eggs, but they never agree with her body. It doesn't even matter how I cook them. I can fry the eggs, I can scramble the eggs, um, I can like over easy them. I can sunny side up. I like them sunny side up, but yeah, that's that's just how it happens, I guess. Okay, all right. So this next trick is called hair raiser. All right, so here we go. We have one, two, three of clubs. And what I want to do with these two other cards is that these two other cards are the jokers, and these two other jokers will help me out with this trick. And here's what we're going to do. So first I'm going to take the ace, place it on the bottom. But look, if I snap, that's actually going to make the ace jump from the bottom back up to the top. I know, super interesting. So look, we're once again going to grab the 2, place the 2 on the bottom. But look, if I snap, that 2 is going to go from the bottom back up to the top. I know. It's kind of baffling. And now finally, the third act, the first, second, and third act. We'll place that on the bottom. If I snap, that's going to go from the bottom back up to the top. Now, some people think, man, doing that is super slow, right? Because I just literally went through each one. I had to place the card, snap. But we can do it much faster. So look, I'm just going to go ahead and place the 3 on the bottom. Snap, that's actually going to bring the 3 up to the top. Place the 2 on the bottom. We're going to snap. That's actually going to bring the 2 right back up to the top. Place the ace on the bottom. And that was way faster. Right? And so what we have now is the jokers, the ace, 2, 3. So some people think that the jokers are the magical thing here. But actually the magical thing is actually the ace, 2, and the 3. And now here, let me demonstrate. It's probably easier if I'm just going to place the ace, 2, and the 3 over there, and we don't need the jokers at this point. But wherever, if you were here, you could tell me when to stop, and wherever you said stop, we could legitimately cut right there. So let me just cut right there for a second. And I see some stuff in chat. Let me just catch up in chat. So I made super good scrambled eggs this morning, and then when I tried to eat them, it was difficult to swallow. Body said no eggs. Oh man, I'm sorry. My sympathies. All right, so here we cut. We could have cut to anywhere. So let's see what card we cut to, and it was, oh my God, we cut to Chan the Magic Man. Guys, if you didn't know, Chan the Magic Man is a magician, and so if you didn't know, when he is combined with the power of magical cards such as the ace, 2, and the 3 of clubs, he can change them to whatever he wants. In this case, they're all the 4 queens. And that, my friends, is Hair Raiser. Not to be confused with Hellraiser. For anybody who grew up like in the 80s and the 90s, you'll probably remember Hellraiser. All right, let's see. Good time if anybody wants to rehydrate. I'm hydrating. Yeah, sometimes you think you make eggs very well, and then if you're just not in the mood or your body says no, like sometimes I've made great food and I was like, I thought I wanted that food like hours ago, but then after I'm done cooking, I'm like, my body just cannot deal with this food. Like, and it's like, ugh. And so you end up, it's like, well, I can't throw it away, but I'm not going to eat it. So you just package it up and it's leftovers for, hopefully you want it tomorrow. Um, yeah. Anyway, thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Panther Ninja. And I see that Charlie's Beats has requested a trick. Thank you kindly for the request, Charlie. Let's Chan the Magic says that movie was crazy as hell. Oh yeah, Hellraiser. Hellraiser is so gruesome, but I like the lore. Secret Weird says I think I want a food up until the moment I played it. Oh, all right, Seeker of Weird. If you want the food up until you played it, the quick answer is don't plate it. Just eat it directly out of the pot or the pan or whatever you're cooking it in. But of course, naturally, as Murphy's Law, you're going to get to the point where it's like, oh no, I want it up until I put it into my mouth. And then it's like, well, it doesn't matter where the food comes from at that point. Sometimes after an hour of cooking. Yeah, yeah. My sympathies. I'm sorry. I do that! All right. I just eat it off the pan/grill. I mean, it is going to be the best at that point in terms of like. Chan the Magic Man. Why you give me so many heat maps? Alright. I've never experienced that with eggs. If I cook eggs, I'll eat them. Alright, well, I mean, that's good. The thing is also, like, if you've never had, like a nauseous feeling with eggs, then, like, it's not really a big deal. I don't usually have it, but I remember when I was younger, I would sometimes get a nauseous feeling with eggs. But I'm happy to report I don't really get sick with eggs now. But today I get sometimes sick with like for example potato salad. Although I'm not necessarily sure if that's just a potato salad me thing or literally just a potato salad. Like if anybody has issues with potato salad as well. All right, so let's see. Next up, we have a request from Charlie's Beats. Let me grab some cards for that there. And you know what? I'm just going to grab the Ace of Spades because Charlie is the signer of the Ace of Spades in this deck. And we will do the trick with that. Okay, so. Oh, wow, says Chan. Alright, so here we have the Ace of Spades signed by our friend in chat, Charlie's Beats. And then we have 4 helpers. The 4 helpers will be the queens. Normally I use the kings, but I had all the 4 queens from the last trick, so I'm just going to use it. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Let me go ahead and flip these over. So here's a queen, there's a queen, here's a queen, and then here's Chan, and then here's the Ace of Spades. Let me leave the Ace of Spades there for a second. And let me just go ahead and show you that I'm going to go ahead and place, let me see here, I forgot what I do. Oh no, yeah, I'm going to place these 2 black queens over here. I'm going to take the Ace of Spades and place it amongst the red queens. So 1, 2, 3, okay. Now, what I'm going to do is quickly grab that Ace of Spades and place it over here. I don't know if you could see that, but that happened very quick. But look, there's only 2 cards over here now. And that Ace of Spades, do you see it? It's right there. And it jumped over there. That was quick, huh? Is that weird? That was super weird. That's okay. If that was too fast, look, we'll do it again one more time. So here we have the Ace of Spades, the 4 queens, like so. Turn over this queen, red queen, red queen. Last time we turned over all the black queens, but I'm actually going to turn over just the red queens this time. I'll leave the black queen up, and then here's the Ace of Spades. But we're going to do something a little bit different this time. I will deliberately place the Ace of Spades between the 2 black queens. Like this. And then those 2 red queens, look, I'm going to go ahead and use my hand and we're gonna ninja it because look, if you take a look, there's only one card here, and actually, if you thought there was a card over here, I am invisibly palming it. You're right. It's there. It's just invisible. But look, the red queens aren't the red queens anymore. The red queens have become the ace of spades. Now, you're probably wondering where the red queens are, because there's only one card in here. Well, let me just show you what happens when you use the power of speed of martial arts. And you go ahead and pull this card on both sides like this. 1, 2, 3. It actually becomes 2 cards. And these are indeed the 2 red queens. And that, my friends, is I know Kung Fu. Which I swear, if The Matrix wasn't a movie that had that line, like, this line would not be as significant as it is, right? Like, props to the Matrix movie, the first one. And then there's a mixed bag with the rest of the Matrix movies, but I like the Animatrix, which is like it was like the anime thing that had a bunch of like it was like vignettes of several stories within the Matrix universe, like afterwards. That was good. Thank you kindly for the claps, Charlie's Beats, Jan the Magic Man, Gibson Lens, Panther Ninja, and Panther Ninja's got the face melt, the Chan's face melt. Yeah. Oh my god. But anyway, thank you so much for that request, Charlie's Beats. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let's see. Oh yeah, the other thing that I noticed when I was performing yesterday, I had no issues remembering any of the tricks that I wanted to do. I very rarely messed up. I did actually mess up, but when I messed up, I recovered like almost instantly. I basically did like a thing to either recover or like I covered it up with like story, and I was like, "Man, this came so easily this time." So clearly, what I'm doing on stream is working to keep this going, right? Like, I don't mind confessing to you guys that's like, "Hey, I messed up," but then it's like by the end of the trick, it's like, "Okay, okay, I messed up, but I recovered," right? But then it's like in the real world, like. Well, I was with magicians yesterday, so I could be like, "Oh, guys, I messed up. Wait, I can save this." But for lay people, I don't even have to tell. It's like I'm like, something strange is happening here," and then and just do whatever I needed to do to save the trick. But yeah, I was able to recover from like multiple quote unquote mess ups yesterday, but like to the lay person, I did not mess up at all. So I was like, amazing. So, if nothing else, I know that stream is very good for me in keeping my skills sharp and being able to do this. And, like, I've actually noticed that I haven't needed to, um, like, so back when I first started, I would have to, like, quickly rehearse a trick before I would perform it. But now, basically, everything on my list, I think on my trick list is pretty solid. I feel very good about it. So, and I have all you guys to thank for all this, because if you guys weren't here, I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't be motivated to do this. Like, even if I just have a few people watching me, I'm just like, somebody is watching. I can do magic for them. Then it's like, that's enough. Like, so, thanks for all the hearts, Chan. It means a lot coming from another magician. So, and I know you know all the struggles about performing magic too, because you know. But yeah, I'm so happy and proud, like, of where I am magically. So. Thank you kindly for the hearts, Seeker of Weird. Alright, so I was doing some cleaning, and I did find a thing. Actually, let me show this off. Oh yeah, that's right. I can do that. There we go. Let me see here. I have a oh, where did I put it? It's not right here. Hold on. Oh, it's. Wait a second. It was literally right here like an hour ago. I'm gonna move some stuff. Hello, are you here? Where'd you go? Crap, I wanted to show it off. Did I put it in here? No. Nope, it's not in here. Did I put it in here? Oh man, this. I think you're doing great, says Panther Ninja. Thank you kindly, greatly appreciate it. Huh. All right, hold on. Maybe if I just, I'm gonna hold on. I'll switch back to this view, and I need to just look for it. I swear it was here earlier today, and I did some cleaning. Oh, I did some cleaning. Was that my mistake? That was my mistake, right? I did some cleaning. But now I can't find the thing I want to show. Of course, that's how. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh my God, I almost had an aneurysm. Because even if I didn't find it for the trick, I'm like, where the hell did it go? It's such a cool thing. All right. So I found, by the way, if anybody's a huge Pokemon fan, this is going to be a treat for you because it is a coin. It's a metal coin, and let me show you the back of it. It is, if you take a look, a Pokemon coin. It says Pokemon. There's a Pokeball there. Gotta catch them all. And I don't know where this came from, but I assume it's from a game. And if anybody has any information, I haven't done any research. I would like to. But I'm gonna flip this coin over, and it is pretty cool. It is a it's like a plastic decal like sticker, and it's a picture of Gyarados, and like it appears to be stats. So like there's a 20 here, there's a 50 here, there's a 70, there's an 80, and then like a red section. So I assume this is part of a game or something, but I don't know what game this was, and I didn't do any research on it, but I intend to. But yeah, ooh, very nice, yeah. And so I was like, let me use this for some magic. So all right, so look, this is what I'm gonna do. So look, I'm gonna hold Gyarados like this, and if I go ahead and just grab Gyarados, let me center myself. If I grab Gyarados like this, right, you would know that it's in this hand because I haven't done any sort of magical gesture. Because if I show you, it's still here. Okay, but sometimes people who need a magic wand, they will resort to using a Sharpie because magicians basically carry around a Sharpie anyway. And so, look, if I just go ahead and I grab this Sharpie over here, 1, 2, 3, that's actually going to make the coin disappear. And some people believe that it has just vanished into thin air. But no, that's not the case because I used the Sharpie, and so if you open up the Sharpie cap and you just dump the coin out, there we were able to fit Gyarados into the top of a Sharpie. And that, my friends, is just a quick trick with a coin. But this Pokemon Gyarados coin, I want to see if I can get more of these. Not specifically Gyarados, but just more in general with maybe different Pokemon. I thought that would be pretty cool. Alright. Thank you kindly for the claps, Chan. Alright, let's see. That was my Magician's Choice, so we'll take care of that. Thank you kindly for the claps, Panther Ninja. Oh, sorry, I cleared it I cleared it manually. Okay, it's okay. I know reset is next, as requested by Charlie. So, but actually, Chan, if you haven't figured out how to do mod stuff in StreamerSonglist, you can, if you're on the StreamerSonglist page, on the queue page, you can click Add Song to Queue, and then search for the trick. In this case, reset, and then you can add it back as a mod if you want to try doing that. But if you can't do it, no worries, no big deal. I know that the next trick is reset for Charlie's Beats. So let me get ready for reset. And yeah, so I was like, oh man, this is so cool. So I did some, was it spring cleaning? It's probably summer cleaning, right? Because it's it's warmer now. I guess technically we're still in the spring season for like another what, 2 weeks? Not even? Week and a half? Okay. All right, let's see here. Hold on. I think I muted that in time. Okay. Sorry, I don't want to cough in your ears. I did put in a cough drop when I first started stream, but now it has gone. Is gone. I'm actually debating putting a second cough drop in now. June 20th is the beginning of summer. Yeah, so a week and a half. Yeah. Says trick was performed too recently. Oh no, no. As a mod, you can override that. I believe you should be able to. Mods can do anything. Yeah, yeah. Don't request it as you. Go to the queue screen, do the plus sign, and then I believe you should be a mod on StreamerSonglist. So okay, all right. Let me get ready for this trick. Okay, and I forget. Okay, this is actually a really good one. I'm not going to rehearse it, but I need to consult my notes on how to set up for it. To be honest, I probably don't need to, but like I originally came up with these setups to look the most impressive they can look. So go to my spreadsheet, go to my spreadsheet list. Okay, and then here we have boom, boom. Oh, okay, I would switch these to that here. Okay, and then boom, 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 boom. Okay. Okay. Oh, I know you should. I mean, I'll decide who I'm gonna raid, but when did I start? Did I start at 12:30? I did. How much uptime have I been? Okay, an hour and a half. All right. All right, guys. I'm probably gonna stream for another half an hour. And then we'll see what we want to do after that. But we still got plenty of time. So right now we're gonna be performing a trick called Reset for Charlie's Beats. Thanks for the request, Charlie. Okay. Oh, oh, Jack just went live doing a raid train. Okay, that is a very good reason. Thanks for letting me know. I mean, I probably would have found out in about a half an hour when I looked at the the chat, but sorry, not chat. Looked at the list of people who's live, but I would have gotten there. But good, thanks for telling me. Okay, all right, here we go. Um, we have 4 queens and 4 aces, and what I want to do is oh no. Yeah. So what I want to do is let me introduce you to all 4 queens because we have the Queen of Spades, we have the Queen of Hearts, we have the Queen of Clubs, and the Queen of Diamonds. Cool, you did it. All right. So here we have all 4 queens. And then over here we have all 4 aces. Okay. Actually, let me do this the way that we're going to have these two. We're going to have a save state button and a load state button. So for those of you who have used video game emulators or save states, that is very similar. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and press the save state button. Save. You know what? Here, we'll even use this new Gyarados coin that we found to save state. So we've now just hit save state. So now we're going to save the state. So aces are over here, and queens are over here. Okay, but what we want to do is something interesting because now we're going to go ahead and play the game, and the game we're going to play is going to change the state. So sometimes when you take an action, it doesn't really change the state of the game. Not until you maybe have the card touch. So this is like simulating touching memory addresses or something. Because look, this ace has now changed to a queen. I know, that's a little bit strange, right? Okay, so we still have a couple. We have a couple of aces right here. Now, it's harder if I have them both face up because look, if I just go ahead and I just wave over it, nothing is going to happen, right? But actually, if I touch, and I felt like something was going to happen there, but maybe I'm not changing the state of the game. But you know, hey, look, now I press like a button, and now we're going to change the state, right? Hey, look at that. All right, so now we have a couple of aces left, but actually we'll actually do both of them at the same time because we're gonna make the changes, and now we have 4 queens over here. And if we take a look, the aces should be over here because look, there's, yeah. And that's okay. If we need to get back to the original state, we can. So let's go ahead and press the load state button. All right, Gyarados, press the load state button. Ah! There we go. So now it has loaded. And if we take a look, actually, all of the aces are back over here. I know, is that strange? That's super strange, right? Now, some people are like, wait a second. I remember seeing an ace over here. But no, no, no. Look, if I show you, these are actually all queens. All queens. Because look, queens are here, aces are here. And that, my friends, is reset. And Chan, you figured out how to add something to the queue as a mod. And I know that worked because it had Charlie's Beats name there. So, well done. Congratulations. Chan, you just leveled up as using StreamerSonglist. All right. Thank you for the request, Charlie's Beats. And thank you kindly for the claps. Gibson Lens, Chan the Magic Man, Panther Ninja, Frolic Chris, welcome in. How's it going? Ace of Spades, you said. I mean, look, Ace of Spades is Charlie's Beats, your mod. But anyway, oh yeah, thanks for shouting out Frolic Chris. Guys, if you're not following our friend Frolic Chris, please give Frolic Chris a follow. Plays piano. Recently had a set at was it VGM Con? So I heard about it. So well done, excellent. And oftentimes when I've hopped into Frolic Chris's stream, it's either playing piano or he's playing a JRPG. So that's so if you like JRPG, definitely give Frolic Chris a follow. Yes, I did. Thanks. Awesome. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Well, anyway, the queue is empty. If anybody would like to request a trick, feel free. Anyway, thank you so much for that request, Charlie's Beats. Hopefully you enjoyed. And actually, good one to request, because I don't think I'd done that one in a while. I had to remember some stuff. So, luckily, I don't think I messed it up, but, yeah. We could have a magic corner. What do you mean, magic corner? What do you mean, a magic corner? At VGMCon. Oh, I see. Well, so Gibson Lens and I met each other for the first time at TwitchCon last year. We do not have to contain the magic to a single corner. Bert knows. I will bring the magic everywhere. It would be fine. No big deal. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, if you can attest, yeah. So I was like basically rotating in the same like 4 or 5 tricks to like every new person I met at TwitchCon, and I think Bert saw like the same few tricks like probably like 3 dozen times. So I would say I feel bad, but I mean to be honest, I feel like at that point he wasn't watching the trick anymore. He's just watching everybody else's reaction to the trick. So. All right, I am going to put in a cough drop now. I think I have to. Okay. All right. Oh, what's on top? Okay. Okay, so this one I don't have a name for, but I came up with it as like an improv thing for my YouTube channel. And I'm like, I like this trick so much, I'm going to add it to the list. And I almost forgot what it was, but I'm like, wait a second, which one would I have named that? And so I decided, okay, this is perfect for that. So Okay. All right. We are going to grab these cards here, this card there, and so yeah, good pick, Frolic Chris. Good pick. I do need to practice this one because I've not done it enough. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. So this was an improv. Once I like streamline it and make it like super like polished, I might be able to say this is like one that I created. Not quite there yet, but basically it's good enough. So, okay, so look, we have all four nines. We have two red nines, two black nines. Now, what I want to do with them is I want to place them on the top, but what you're going to try and remember is which card is on top. So, what's on top? And you don't have to remember like the suit. You can just remember like black or red. Because I'm going to ask you which two cards are on the top. So first things first, I'm going to slowly place these back on the deck, and I'm going to alternate them, okay? So here we have black, red, black, red. And so the important question is, which two are on top? And so a lot of people I think would say red and black. All right, so black, red, black, red. Got it. Okay, cool. So nine of spades and nine of hearts is what you would say, right? However, what you may not realize is that this is kind of like a con. You're not going to be able to win because actually the two cards that are on top right now after this snap, they are actually the two red nines. I know that's a little bit counterintuitive, but yeah. So that's the strange thing with this. Okay, so now next question. I just placed those back on top of the deck, and so now my question is, what are the top two cards? Any guesses? I think a lot of people at this point they say, "Oh yeah, red and red." Red nines, of course, right? Yeah, exactly. But look, if I just snap, this is not going to be the case because now if I show you, the top two cards are actually the two black nines. I know that's a little bit strange, right? Because that should not happen. That's a little bit bizarre. That's like strange, right? So now, importantly, what we're going to do is all you have to tell me is what order the nines are on top here. I'm just going to lay them out like this. Okay, if you can identify any of these nines, you win. You win the game. You win my share of the internet for the day. Here, if anybody wants to guess. Okay, red, red, black, black. All right. So red, red, black, black? Okay, all right. Well, just to let you know, you may have gotten some of the colors correct, but you absolutely did not get any of the nines correct because they are the kings. And actually, you said red, red, black, black. Well, unfortunately, you are incorrect on that count either. So red, red, black, black. You got none of them correct. And that, my friends, is what's on top? Yup, I fail. My apologies. So here's guys, if you're not following our friend Frolic Chris, please give him a follow. I need to console him and give him a long distance hug. For losing the game. Not that game, the game in which you think about the game. Alright. Frolic Chris, thank you so much for that request. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you so much. Hopefully you laughed. That's the most important part. And if you did not laugh, let me tell you, you should laugh. Fun times, thanks. Oh man. Yeah. So I did a trick for some lay people yesterday. One of the tricks I did was something that I prefaced with I can predict what you're going to choose. And then they were like, one of them was like, can you read my mind? And I'm like, I didn't want to tell them yes, but I totally wanted to. But I said, there's a branch of magic called mentalism. And we left it at that. And so, yeah. Though I wonder where the nines are. Did they become the kings? No, no. They absolutely transposed with the kings. So like if the kings were all separated in the deck, so like there was a king here, 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 the nines transposed with them. So like they went into the deck and then all of the kings, yeah, came back out. So it would be weird because if they became the kings, I would have two sets of kings. But no, no, the whole deck is still. Yeah, so like there's a king here, king, because I shuffled now, king. And then here's a 9-9, and then 9, and then 9. So it's pretty spread out. All right, guys. Let's see. So I think I'm going to do a trick that I've been trying to do every stream. So sorry if you're sick of this one, but I did get a chance to practice it yesterday as well. And it is the coin matrix because I want to keep this sharp. And you know what? Let me just do the other one as well. Okay, so first things first. We have 4 coins, and we're going to try and make them teleport from corner to corner. They're all going to gather in one place. First, I'm going to cover each coin with a card, like this. And then we're going to go ahead and use the cards to transport them. So look, it happens pretty quick. Make this one jump from here to there. Going once, going twice, there you go. Gonna make this one jump from here up there, because look, that's all it takes. And now this last one, there we have it. Frolic Chris, thank you for the lurk. Okay, and now we will do the cardless version. Are those basically all within frame? Okay, perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do is we have these coins now, and let's just go ahead and do it without the cards. So now we have 1, 2, 3 over here, and then we have the one over there, and this is the one that makes it impressive. So anyway, guys, that is the cardless coin matrix. Trying to keep that one sharp. Thank you for the shock, Panther Ninja. Thank you kindly for the claps, Panther Ninja, Chan the Magic Man. Thank you so much. Oh yes, trying to clear more than one all at once. Sometimes you're rate limited, so. Okay, alright, so I think so I'll wrap up probably in about 10 minutes, so let's do last call. If anybody would like to request a trick, oh, sorry, Chan, thank you for being on top of that. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. Well, anything we get in the queue, I will perform. But then also, if whether we get any or not, I will also add a finale trick, and we will we'll do a finale trick as well. Then after that, we will find somebody to raid. So, all right. Aha, Chan has selected Picasso Aces, which I normally like to close, so I may move that down to be last. Charlie's Beats has requested too many cards. Awesome. I like that one too. So, alright, I'm going to rearrange the queue here. Alright, so let's do too many cards first, and then if anything else comes in. Alright, awesome. Cool. And then, yeah, if anything else comes in, we'll do that. And then I will do Picasso Aces last. Oh, and I have not eaten a heat map today. Delicious. Okay, so let me pull out some cards. We don't need all of the cards for this. We just need these ones. There we go. Too many cards reminds me of Chan sung too much cards. Yeah, that I don't know if Chan knew of the trick too many cards, but if he did, it could have been based on or inspired by, just title wise. Chan, let us know if you were inspired by too many cards as the as the title for too much cards. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, Chan is also a musician. He has created a bunch of funk songs, original funk songs, and you can also request them during his stream. You know what? I've not been good about shouting everybody else out today. So hold on. Let's shout out some people. Guys, if you're not following our mod and friend Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. Chan, one of the other few magicians on Twitch that has a regular magic schedule. He does Magic Mondays, so give him a follow, catch him tomorrow. And you can request tricks. He uses StreamerSonglist like I do, but he also has music, so you can request tricks or music, and those will go into the queue, and he will do them. So, guys, if you're not following our mod and friend Gibson Lens, aka Bert, please give Gibson Lens a follow. Plays piano. Actually, lately, a couple of his piano streams have mostly been listening to improv, and it's just been super chill and ambient. And but otherwise, he has a bunch of his originals that he has composed, and actually, he's working on putting together an album. So definitely give Gibson Lens a follow, and watch out for the album. Let's see. We shouted out Obi-Wan, right? We did not shout out Charlie's Beats. Guys, if you're not following our friend Charlie's Beats, give Charlie's Beats a follow. What we will call a famous Twitch chatter. I see Charlie in basically every chat that I go into. But musician, gamer, so definitely check Charlie's Beats out. Charlie's Beats, though, is not a mod here. Although I would trust Charlie if he. Let's see. Yeah, we got Kasogo plays. We got Obi-Wan. We got. I think everybody else came in. We shouted them out as they came in, right? I think so. All right, cool. Let me know if I missed anybody. I feel like we were on like a. I feel like we were like in a groove today. Like everything went smoothly. Like everything was, conversations were flowing smoothly. All right. Here, we have some cards. But let me just tell you that this may be too many cards, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But look, we have the Ace of Spades, the Two of Spades, the Three of Spades, the Four of Spades, and the Five of Spades. Now, I just want you to keep an eye on the ace of spades. I'm going to place it into the middle of this packet. You can see it going in. It's not on the top and it's not on the bottom. But if I go ahead and I snap, that's going to make that ace of spades jump back up to the top. I know, that's super strange. Look, we'll do it again. I'm going to go ahead and grab the ace of spades, place it in the middle, and if I snap, it's going to jump back up to the top. Now, I know this is probably really tough because I have 5 cards and you only have 2 eyes. So let me just remove one for you. So now there should be fewer cards. There's 4, so now it should be a lot easier for you to follow. So look, I'm going to grab the 2, and once again, we're going to place it into the middle of this packet. It's not on the top. It's not on the bottom. But look, if I go ahead and I place it in there, and I snap, that's going to make the 2 come back up to the top. I know. We'll do it one more time. We're going to place this into the packet. Snap, that 2 is going to jump back up to the top. Okay. Here's where we'll do something a little bit different. So look, I have the 3, 4, and the 5. But if I place the 3 face up between the face up 4 and the 5, if I hold the packet and I give it a little bit of a shake, that shake, believe it or not, is actually going to turn our 3 face down. But the funny thing is, now if I turn our 4 and 5 face down and I place the 3 in between them and I give it a shake, that's actually going to turn our 3 face back up. And you're probably wondering why you can't follow along. Well, I can explain. I have 3 cards and you only have 2 eyes. So let me go ahead and just remove the 3. And then we have a couple of cards left, the 4 and the 5. Now, here, if I grab the 4 and I place it under the 5 like this, if I snap, that 4 is actually going to hop back up to the top. Because look, here's the 4, here's the 5. I know, is that crazy? That's super crazy, right? Now look, if I go ahead and if I have the 5 here, actually there should be no excuse for you to being able to follow along because we are equal in cards, right? So there's 2 cards and you have 2 eyes. But I guess let me just go ahead and I'm just going to remove the 4 because this will make it a lot easier for you. So important question, what card is this? I think a lot of people would say the 5. And to that I would say, you know, you're right, but this is not the 5 you were thinking it was. Because I don't know if you could tell, there were too many cards for you to follow, and I don't know if you saw that this 5 was not the 5 of spades, it was actually the 5 of diamonds. And that, my friends, is too many cards. Too many cards. No, too many. And actually, if anybody knows how to finger spell, many cards. Too many. I'm just finger spelling many cards. All right. Thank you kindly for the claps. Panther Ninja, Tan the Magic Man, Gibson Lens. Thank you kindly for those claps. Okay. All right. So, let's see. Frolic Chris says, "My wife was staring at your fingers intently." Oh, hello, Frolic Chris's wife, Mrs. Frolic. I don't know if that's the best thing to call you, but so hello, welcome to the stream, Mrs. Frolic, and hopefully you enjoyed. My apologies, you could not follow along. It's a long trick, I know, but at the end of the day, yeah, there's two eyes and a lot of cards. She is Raven Heart Jess. Oh, okay. Frolic Chris, is your wife a streamer as well, or not? No. Do I need to follow? Do we need to shout out, or? Let me tell. Let me prep for the. Oh, actually, let me close the queue. But anyway, it is that time of the night. She's not a streamer, just a supporter. Okay. Thank you so much for supporting Mrs. Frolic or Ravenheart Jess. I'll assume your name is Jess or Jessica. But thank you. All right. Guys, we have one more trick. This is the finale trick. But before we do that, thank you so much for coming out to hang out with me and watch some magic tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. As always, thank you so much everybody who interacted with the stream, whether you clicked on the heat map, requested a trick, chatted in chat. Thank you so much. Without you guys, this wouldn't be as much fun. Thank you so much to all the lurkers out there, because if I'm just fiddling with cards, I am doing the magic doesn't happen in my mind. I know how the tricks are done. The magic has to happen in your mind. Also, thank you to my mods who are here today. Thank you, Gibson Lens, and thank you, Chan the Magic Man, for helping me out tonight. Greatly appreciate it. If you guys are not following them, please give them a follow. Actually, let me eat these heat maps here. Oh, lots of heat maps. Wait, I didn't get them. All right. Let's see. Also, I hear that we. Oh yeah. I also hear that there's a chance we're going to be raiding another magician. So if you guys are looking for more magic on Twitch, check out this link. Magic Twitch. Hold on, I spelled that wrong. Check out Magic Twitch. That'll take you to a landing page that has the 4 magicians that we know that has a regular magic schedule. So give us all a follow. I think I'm the 3rd one. Chan's the 4th one. Infozar is the 1st one. And if he's on, we'll probably raid him. And then Hallowthorn is the 2nd one. So also, if you want to see more of me and I'm not around on Twitch, you can check out my YouTube. I have over 300 magic videos on my YouTube channel. My Twitch VODs that fall off retention end up being over there. And so check it out. Marshall Silver, welcome in. How's it going? Thank you so much. I'll assume you are lurking, but if not, thank you so much for being here now. And you'll still get to see one trick because we have the finale trick. But if you've been lurking the whole time, thank you so much for lurking. Greatly appreciate it. Oh yeah, if we can get a shout out for Marshall Silver. Thanks for... guys, if you're not following our friend Marshall Silver, please give Marshall Silver a follow. Gamer, plays a variety of different games. So... And I have not hopped into Marshall Silver's stream for a while. I think I hopped into 2 after Marshall Silver had the wedding. So they were streaming from their wedding. I was like, okay. Let's see here. Hold on, let me set up for this. And then, yeah, we have one more trick, and then we will raid out. And, oh yeah, disclaimer. That's right. Thank you, man. Guys, everything that you've seen on the stream today can be achieved by sleight of hand magic and some good performance, or some bad performance if you think I'm a bad performer. In which case, keep on watching me so I can improve. All right, but anyway, yeah. None of this is black magic. None of it is sorcery. I haven't signed any deals with the devil, but that's what I would say anyway, even if I had real magic. Yeah, gotta throw them off the scent. All right, so there we go. All right, so with that, let's go into our last finale trick, and then we shall find somebody to raid. Alrighty. So here, I just want to show you that this deck is a blue back deck, and that these aces, they did not come from this deck because these are red backed. So here's the Ace of Hearts. Here's the Ace of Clubs, the Ace of Diamonds, and the ace of spades. Now, with these, I want to do something interesting. I want to separate them, and we're going to try and collect all the aces together by the end of the trick. And we're going to do it in an interesting way. Hopefully it doesn't scare anybody, but as I said, not real magic sleight of hand unless you think I'm just using that as a cover story. I'm going to cover each one of these with 3 other cards each here. And then we'll do something interesting. Okay, so I'm going to square these up. And first things first, we are going to go ahead and make this ace switch places with one of those blue backed cards over there. And you know what? Let's bring back our friend Gyarados. This Gyarados is going to do all the work for me. Because look, Gyarados is now going to... Look, he almost covers like these back pips perfectly. And look, he's just going to deposit the blue backed card there. You know, it's not a coincidence that water is blue, Gyarados is like in the water, and like these are blue cards. He can be a master of them. Because look, that red ace no longer here, because look, these are all blue backed cards, and none of these are aces. And before we had one ace of spades, we knew that one was red. But look, there's now 2 and 2, right? 2 blue cards, 2 red cards, because that ace has jumped from down there to up here. Okay. Now we've got this other one. Alright, Gyarados, I'm just getting you ready. So look, here it is. And then you can still see it up until the last minute before Gyarados touches it, takes it, and places it in that pile. Because now look, all of these cards, 1, 2, 3, 4 blue back cards, and none of them are aces. Is that strange? That's super strange, right? But before we had 2 and 2, but now we should have 3 red-backed aces, right? And there we have that. Amazing. Gyarados, you're doing such a great job. Alright, so now some people are thinking, I still can't add a command? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll have to look at that. Is that the command for Stream Elements though? I use Stream Elements. Alright, we'll look at that in a minute. Okay, so some people might think that there's some shenanigans afoot, and to that I would say you're watching a sleight of hand magic stream, so what do you expect? So here's the red backed ace, ace of diamonds. You'll still see it until the very last minute, because if I show you, you'll see that it's red here on the back, and you'll still see that that is the ace of diamonds on the front. That is the command. I don't think you ever added the command back though. Oh. Okay. So look, I'm going to go ahead and have Gyarados touch this, and then Gyarados is going to touch that. And if I show you now, all of these cards are actually blue backed. And then if I show you the faces, none of them are aces. I know, is that strange? Super strange, right? Because now, if I show you that the pile that Gyarados has been working towards, there are now 4 red back cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they are all the ace of diamonds, the ace of spades, the ace of clubs, and the ace of hearts. And that, my friends, is Picasso aces, and I will call that a I will call that a successful finale. Okay, all right. Thank you kindly for the claps. Frolic Chris, Mrs. Frolic, Chan the Magic Man, Thank you so much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This was fun as always. Panther Ninja, thank you kindly for the claps. Alright, let me put the Gyarados in a place where I will not forget him. I mean, how could I forget Gyarados, right? He's so big. Alright, let's see. It looks like Gibson Lens and Chant the Magic Man are working through mod permissions for commands or things, so. Alright. Yeah, we'll figure that out offline. So, let me take a look at who is on, and if our presumed raid target is on, we'll probably raid the presumed raid target. Let me take a look here. I don't know if this is not... oh, yep, he's on. Is this muted? Yep, okay, cool. Alright, so for those of you guys who do not know, InfoXZar we're going to be raiding over to InfoXR, aka Jack. I consider him the godfather of Magic Twitch because, as far as I know, he was like the first person regularly doing Magic streams, and he's still a beast. He has 3 Magic streams a week usually, and so I'm like, holy crap! I was like, so yeah. So we're going to be raiding over to him. I very rarely get a chance because. I specifically chose my stream night to be convenient for me because I've got a busy schedule between 40-hour per week job, a kid. I still do YouTube and I do Twitch now. So, but also it's like there's some other streamers that I like to hang out in their streams and mod, and then also there's Magic streamers. I don't want to conflict with them, even though if it happens on the same night as like we've talked about raiding each other, but I'm like so. Anyway, rare chance that I get a chance to raid Jack. So we are going to be raiding over to InfoXR, aka Jack. And he will do magic with all sorts of things. So since I'm mostly a cardician, but Jack will do like all sorts of things. He does cards, he does coins, he uses fire, he uses balloons. And he has a variety of different entertainment things in the stream too. So it's not just a Magic stream, it's like a Magic stream plus. So there's like segments, there's like funny segments and stuff. So if you follow him, you'll know about like Twitch Dad and things like that. So anyway, oh yeah, that's right. I had a specific command for Jack as well. So once again, thank you so much to everybody. Oh yeah, let me start the raid. Hold on, guys. Let me raid InfoXZar. There we go. Okay, raid has started. Oh crap, let me copy my own raid call. Guys, if you want to follow us on this raid, please copy a raid call, and you will get to, and if you have not already been exposed to InfoXR, you will get a chance to see him now. And if you already, I know everybody who's like into my stream and Chan's stream probably already know about Jack, but there we have it. So anyway, everybody take care of yourselves. Remember to hydrate, remember to stretch. Great seeing you all. Have a glorious night. Have a glorious week. We'll see you around next time. Panther Ninja says, thanks for the stream. You're welcome, Panther Ninja. Chan says, have a glorious night, because that's what I would say. Gibson says, glorious, because I like glorious. Glorious emote is my face. So there we have it. And then, oh yes, did I copy the correct? Yes, I did. All right. Okay, everybody, have a glorious night. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.